What's up, everybody? It's the Bowtie Boss here for Fight Combat Sports News. Fresh off the vacation. I gotta say, I feel refreshed, man. There's been a lull in boxing a little bit, you know. Some amazing fights coming down the pipe. And just this past weekend was Sergey Kovalev knocking out Cedric Agnew. And not a fight that anybody was surprised in. You know, it's kind of a showcase fight for Kovalev, and HBO's building him up. And I guess that's the real news of the last week, right? This Cold War, or supposed Cold War, between Showtime and HBO, or even more accurately, between Al Heyman and HBO, right? Adonis Stevenson, boom, he's gone. He's a Showtime fighter now. He took off, he bolted for the other team, and this has to burn, Hirschman and HBO up big time. They basically take a fighter who is a big thing in Montreal. You know, he's an ESPN type of level fighter, and then they start to showcase him, and then his skills start to improve rapidly. You know, he suffers a defeat, but then comes back, has an amazing comeback, a handful of solid wins. You know, he's beating top level fighters like Chad Dawson, and then what? You get him here. You start to build up this fight against the other killer in the division in Kovalev, and boom, you know, he signs with Al Heyman, and he's out of there. He's gone. He's a Showtime fighter now. And you know, HBO says, hey, this is our investment. We put money into this kid, and we really want to get our money back. What I think the people at HBO don't really recognize is the fact that they're not the only ones that this is a business to. This is also a business to Adonis Stevenson. He's in this to become as great a champion as he can, but he also at the same time wants to make as much money as he can. So, you know, this whole thing that's going on with Heyman and HBO, I hear that. Obviously, I'm not a fly on the wall in these meetings, but basically what it boils down to is the fact that HBO wants to dictate how everything goes. If you're going to be on our network, we're going to dictate everything. Al Heyman conversely says, hey, these are my managed fighters. I'm going to dictate. You're just a TV outlet. You're somewhere where we show the fights. So therein lies the rub, man. They're never really going to agree on anything because HBO shouldn't be the promoter. HBO shouldn't be the manager. HBO shouldn't be the advisor. HBO should be a TV network that shows fights. And look, this is rough on HBO right now. They have nobody left. They have no they're like, I mean, they're almost the Don King of networks at this point. They have Sergey Kovalev, but who's he gonna fight? There's nobody at light heavyweight that HBO has from the fight. You got Hopkins and Shumanov fighting on Showtime. You got Adonis Stevenson now also on Showtime, and it sucks for Kovalev. I think he's probably the best light heavyweight in the world right now, and he'll never get a chance to show it because of backroom dealings. You know, it's terribly unfair to the fighters, but hey, this is not a fair world. Business isn't fair. The boxing world isn't fair. And then if you take in the fact that this is the business of boxing, then shit, of course it's not fair at all. So really on to the fight, man. Kovalev, great performance. Kind of did what we expected him to do. He got hit with a couple return shots, but again, he wasn't really worried about what Agnew was going to do. So, you know, he got hit, he got headbutt, got a little cut. I think he got an elbow and got another cut, so both of his eyes were marked up a little bit. And I think he's actually happy about that, right? He got some rounds in there, got somebody in there who wasn't just going to lay down, who had a little bit of a plan. But, you know, again, the bigger issue here is this Cold War, man, and I think it's almost over. You know, if not for Game of Thrones, I might not even have an HBO subscription, man. I'm probably just going to call one of my buddies and use one of their subscriptions to get on HBO Go and watch it. Showtime is where it's at as far as boxing. You know, you look 15 years ago, Showtime was dead. I mean, all they had was maybe some super middleweights like Joe Calzaghe. And you know, fast forward now, here we are, and HBO is on the brink, bro. You know, they had that show, The Fight Game. It would probably cost them too much money to play The Fight Game now because they wouldn't. You know, they either have to pay Showtime a ton of grip for the footage, or they wouldn't even get the footage. I mean, what does Jim Lampley do? Like what I'm doing right here, you probably sit there and watch. Whereas, you know, I got a handful of people that actually watch this. You know, HBO's selling out a ton of cake. So, where does everybody go from here, man? Everybody's gonna have to go. If you want to fight, you want big dollars, you gotta go to Showtime at this point. And damn, boy, it's gotta be burning up people at HBO. I think back to when Lou DiBella was in charge over there, and it really turned HBO from the other boxing network coming off of, Showtime had the heavyweights. They had Holyfield, they had Tyson, they had Riddick Bowe, they had all of that. And then HBO started to encroach on that territory, and then HBO took over, man, and it's come 180 degrees from there. Man, HBO's in a tough spot, and Showtime's got all the big name fighters on there. So this is going to be a good summer, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Kovalev's next fight. I'll watch it with whoever he fights because he's a brutal puncher. He's a tough guy. And I think he beats Adonis Stevenson. I really do think that Adonis Stevenson can and will outbox Kovalev for a certain amount of time. He could probably even hurt him with one of those wild left hands. I just think the pressure and the thudding power in Kovalev's shots, especially for the guys who block. When Stevenson, if he blocks those, he's going to be taken right on the forearm. And if you watch that knockout, it was body shots, straight body shots, not even powerful hooks, man. He's just a thudding puncher. I think Kovalev is the best light heavyweight in the world right now. We'll just never know. I'm never going to get a chance to know unless he signs with Heyman, which I really don't think is ever going to happen. I don't know how many fights he's got left in his contract, but I don't think we're ever going to see a Stevenson and Kovalev fight unless something else changes behind the scenes. So this is the Bowtie Boss here for Fight Combat Sports News.